Hear about that?
We're recording now.
They found in the mall in the BC somewhere. He got stuck in a wall. Died.
What do you mean you got stuck in a wall?
So...
How do you get stuck in a mall?
Well, you can get stuck in a mall, but this guy was stuck in a wall.
No, but I meant a wall. How do you get stuck in a wall in a
It's
mall?
like a children's book.
Nobody heard him? Like, nobody was in Sears being like, yeah, I really think I should go for size of...
Okay, so he was stuck
When's Danny Boyle making a movie about him?
He was stuck between the wall and the fake wall in the women's bathroom.
Trying to peek?
Well...
Probably.
That's, it's obvious why he was there, but the cops were like, oh, we don't suspect any, suspicious activity here. It's just a guy that died in a wall.
He's missing all of his limbs and Turbo terrified look on his face. Yeah, no foul play here.
Anyway, he got stuck and he, I guess he just panicked to death or whatever happens to you when you get stuck in a wall.
He didn't...
He wasn't there long enough to starve to death, but your body shuts down after a certain amount of time.
And plus, you don't want to call for help because it's super embarrassing, and dying is obviously better in that scenario.
He probably was calling for help, but for whatever reason,
no one goes to this mall. It's the Sobe Square
but
mall.
It got to a point where one of the toilets stopped working in the women's washroom. So the plumber or the maintenance guy came in and was like, "Oh, well, the toilet's fine. I gotta check behind the wall."
Oh, I see what's wrong here.
And
there's a dead man in the pipes.
Opened up the wall, and I guess the dead guy kind of just sloshed out. And
I would have been like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
Do you think what happened is he was screaming for help, but there was a dick was shown out through a glory hole, and all of them were just like, "Yeah, I can't hear anything. It's weird." Help me! Also, it's there if you want it.
I gotta imagine glory holes don't work nearly as often as the internet would have you believe.
I think a lot of stuff doesn't work as often as the internet would have you believe.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right about that.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. You're listening to the Pixel Junkies podcast, episode 160. I'm one of your hosts, Rory DC.
Can you find a way to fit that in there?
Yeah. I'm Aaron.
I'm Adam.
Hey, I'm Andrew.
There's another pun to make there about fitting stuff in, but we'll see how this podcast begins.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I went exactly for it. I'm glad you saw it.
Oh, okay.
So to start off, Aaron's playing Red Dead Redemption. Andrew, why is Aaron playing Red Dead Redemption right now?
Well, Rory.
It's pertinent.
Whoa!
It just came out. Alright? It's April 2009.
What did you just tick off?
2010.
Red Dead Redemption, because we're about to talk about it.
Can you go on
Well,
here?
now I don't have any reference.
Okay, it said Red Dead Redemption.
How am I supposed to know we're talking about Red Dead Redemption if it's not on the list?
What's the point of this room?
So the new Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer came out.
Oh, man.
Recently. Has anybody seen it?
No, I don't like Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, you're wrong, Rory.
No?
No, not at all.
Why?
I don't like the setting. It doesn't appeal to me at all.
You don't like westerns?
Oh, that's a dog.
Why'd
you kill a dog?
I thought it was a wolf.
Lassie, come on!
I'm really super picky about westerns. There's only so many times I like westerns.
Alright, what is your favorite western movie?
My favorite western film?
Yep.
You're not a human horse. What are you doing?
For a few dollars more. That's my favorite western film.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Did you like Red Dead Revolver?
It was so long ago that I don't remember. I don't remember hating it.
But you do remember hating this.
I hated this, but it's not because it's bad. It's good. It's objectively good. I just have no interest in it.
What?
You should go.
I probably shouldn't have said
it. It would be cultural appropriation if you did that.
Okay.
Sweet.
But you guys do like Red Dead Redemption, so you're excited, presumably, for the second one.
So
yeah, the trailer's really good.
Did you explain why you don't like it, Rory?
It just doesn't appeal to me at all. No individual thing in it appeals to me.
So you know how women, how Rory has no...
I didn't want to save. I just wanted to change outfits.
You know how Rory...
I was just going to say, you know how, women have no interest in Rory? Rory has no interest in Red Dead Redemption. It's like the same thing.
Almost identical, actually. The setting of me doesn't... They don't like westerns.
They don't really remember the first one.
Yeah.
Also, it was based off of an engine to a game that was already kind of outdated when it was being made. It's also kind of a prequel to the next engine, though. Because this game is actually, I mean, obviously because it came out between them, but it's a good hybrid between the all the worst part, all the terribleness of the GTA 4's engine and the steaming Randy Stallion that is the GTA 5 engine, which is a much better engine in almost every capacity.
I wholeheartedly disagree with
Well, I mean,
I kind of disagree.
You can be wrong. It's possible.
GTA 4 is great. The controls are not... They haven't aged well.
But the physics and the AI was...
Yeah,
it's cool.
I agree.
But having played through this recently, a lot of the stuff in this game was... Like, pretty much everything in GTA 5 came from this game.
Yep.
There's, like, a lot of the mechanics and stuff that were evolved from GTA 4 for this game just went straight into GTA 5, so that's pretty cool.
Hey,
I really thought you were going to pitch your horse off the cliff there and just kill it. Like,
I have a question for you guys about Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, while I'm not the biggest fan, I know that a lot of things that I'm a fan of are adding in microtransactions now. Are they going to be doing that with Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh, you bet your sweet behind, Rory.
Probably not to the single player, but they'll probably have an online mode similar to GTA 5 because that's worked so well.
Going to be
And
so many microtransactions. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if there are.
You know, I'd almost
purchasable items in single player.
I'd almost prefer,
Maybe.
well, not prefer, but I'd almost give tip my hat to Rockstar if they got super lazy and the online mode for Red Dead Redemption 2 was just Los Santos, but all the people were replaced with cowboys and all the cars were replaced with horses. Same animation, same handling. So you have horses going 200 kilometers an hour, and horses that can fly, and horses that can shoot tanks or tank rounds. But they're just horses now.
Yeah,
and that's the game.
But you gotta buy shark cards to buy the tank horses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you can spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours grinding.
Right.
There we go. Getting back on
GTA Online is shit.
No, it's not. Getting online.
In terms of a game, it's not good, but it's great for screwing around with your friends.
Sure.
So, and the missions are pretty good. It's been restructured a lot since it originally came out, but for the most part, I think it works well as a group game. But solo, there's an infinite amount of grinding that, I guess, unless that's something you're interested in or you just want to kill time, is not by definition good game design. But it's still fun.
So, getting back to the trailer, this was a very story-based trailer. There was, to my knowledge, no real gameplay to the trailer at all. Or if there was, then it's very good-looking gameplay.
It kind of looked just like cinematics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just cinematics.
But at the same time, I like the idea of this story because I'm unlike Rory. I do love westerns. It's my dad's favorite film genre. So I grew up watching westerns on Saturday morning on the AMC network, which plays like 10 hours of westerns every Saturday. Don't wait up. But I'm not going to be the one to.
All right. Well, apparently my camera wasn't recording. So now here we go. Now you see me.
I'm not going to be, the one to say the westerns are the greatest genre ever because there's a lot of duds in there. But I do like the really, when westerns are good, they're some of the best films I've ever seen. And one of my favorite, kind of, I suppose, sub-genres within the western genre is like the end of the West, like the Wild West, like the taming of it. And I like the idea, because it was done very well in the movie Rango, which is an absolutely fantastic movie, where it's kind of like, this is the last true wildness left in the West, and it's being tamed. And this is the last...
Was Rango the one with the lizard?
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Like, tremendously good movie. They were like, this is the last really wild frontier town, and it's in the process of being tamed. Let's have one more, legend kind of about it. And I get the sense that's what Red Dead Redemption 2 is about, whereas the first game was a game about vengeance, or so it seemed. The second game, it seems to be, is going to be a game about legends, because they keep bringing up, I forget the brother's name, but you're the son of this person, and they keep bringing up this person throughout the trailer, and being like, I remember, let's say his name was, I don't know, George Takei. It's like, I remember, you're the son of George Takei.
Okay.
We're both sons of George Takei. We have his blood in our veins. I remember when I first met George Takei was 30 years ago.
Okay.
Talking about the trailer?
Yeah. It's not George Takei.
I don't remember anything about that.
No? It was all over the trailer. Did you watch the same trailer?
It was a
I
Williamson
did.
gang.
What?
The Bill Williamson gang. I remember that. I remember the heist and the
Is she
train
getting
robbery.
Was there anyone who was a son of someone else?
I don't remember that.
Well, okay.
Did you watch the trailer for Metal Gear
Did you
Solid?
just save a woman from? Did you just save a woman from being raped and then you murdered her?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I got a bandana.
Anyway, it seems to be that's because the game takes place in I think in the late 1890s and the early 1900s.
1899.
Yeah,
late
is when it
1800s.
starts. That's really is the very, very end of the West. Like, at this point, we're only 14 years away from World War II.
Well,
one.
Oh,
sorry,
this
it's
game
World
takes
War
place in like 1915 or 1912
Yeah.
or something.
Well, it's yeah.
the Colt 1911 exists in this game.
This
so,
game takes place 1911,
Okay, same year. Okay.
So it's before.
and then the ending of this
Now
game.
this is after the second game, which is why it's stupid that it's called Red Dead Redemption 2, but the first one takes place after it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Well, then I gotta call it Red Dead Redemption
forgot about
0.
that.
Or...
Yeah.
Because
So
I haven't played this
this
game
was
since
the very
2009.
end of the West. This game ends in 1914.
but
So the second game will be marginally before this one.
yeah, but what I'm
But
saying
But that's
is,
also kind of the end of the West, right?
But what I'm saying is like where this game it just seemed like that was just part of the setting. Is just it just takes place near the end of the West. The second game looks to take that as inspiration and use it as the basis for its story. If that makes sense, like it's the story about like legends in the West as opposed to.
But
vengeance.
yeah, it's like the prequel to this, really.
Yeah, so I like the idea of that. But I mean, even 1899, that's really there's not a lot of West left.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Or there's not a lot of wild left in the West. It's pretty tame at this point. I mean, yeah, you still have small frontier towns, but they're disappearing, and they're not coming back.
Oh, man. This is how the reading works in this game?
Well, you don't do much reading like it. but-
You don't.
I'll have fun with this one, Rory.
Yeah, I think we realized why Rory didn't like this game.
This is the guy who spent
just
20
figured it
minutes
out.
reading a fucking book in the middle of a.
Yeah, but I didn't have to fucking zoom in on size 2
Yeah,
font
but
to do
there were
it.
3 people shouting at you from the couch to get
Why
the
does it
fucking
matter?
move on.
I think this is pretty cool. I like that you get the layout like this.
Aeroplane.
I'd much prefer
That's
this.
when that Red Hot Chili Peppers single was released. There was a review.
Then,
That's Variety.
Fucking horse keeps running away. Come on.
Who's Forrest?
The horse.
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hey, I need that.
Like the idea of him, Charles Mason turning around and being like, "Oh my God, the forest!" It's like we're in the middle of.
That man died horribly.
Yeah, that's fine. I need
My
this.
favorite part about
These
this
things are
podcast is
ridiculous.
there's 4 people here and no one listens to what anyone else is saying.
I'm trying to build off the rest of y'all, but y'all keep
Yeah,
I'm
keep
with you.
decaying.
I'm with you. So Red Dead Redemption 2.
So the trailer was good.
Yeah, it looks really good. By the way, the game, I don't know if it's going to do the GTA 5 thing where all of the cutscenes are in-game, using the in-game engine.
Oh yeah, well they've done
Absolutely.
that since.
Well, if that's the case, and this is going to be a really, really, really good-looking game. And that being said, Red Dead Redemption 1 is still good fucking hell. That dude is dead as shit. Holy fuck. He's...
Hey, you fucked up my thing.
That guy died horribly. He was going like 40 kilometers an hour on his horse. And then you go out of nowhere, pitch him off the front of the horse. He's like, ah!
That's fine. It's
And
fine.
then you stole it.
This is my horse.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Did they steal your horse? Why was it so
No, I
close?
killed him.
Oh.
So the trailer's good. I read a bit about the gameplay. There was a behind closed doors 45-minute gameplay.
Sweet.
It was in
Press?
October, right?
Yes.
Yep. It was supposed to come out in April, but
Well, We don't have it, so...
I know, but it's good.
Good thing it didn't, too.
It's good to know that it's like
God of War.
playable.
Yeah, well, God of War came out at the end of it. Well, it came out at the beginning, I think there would have been enough.
I don't know. I think God of War
maybe.
would have lost out there.
Probably. But I'm glad it didn't,
I
because God of
don't.
War is really good. We'll get back to God of War later.
Actually, we don't need to. We can transition to God of War now. Unless there's anything in particular you need to see about
Well,
Red Dead
I
Redemption.
just tried to segue into my whole spiel
shit.
here.
A spiel about God of War or Red Dead
No,
Redemption?
Red Dead.
Yeah,
Got all
so
the
there's
gameplay stuff.
Oh, the gameplay, Jesus, yeah.
Were you saying something?
Yeah. So, one of the things that Red Dead Redemption 1 was...
Known for?
Lauded is what we're looking for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lauded for. Was the gunplay.
It was really good.
Hey,
So,
stop.
much of the gunplay
There we
is
go.
similar to this, but you will have the ability to... The article I read was weirdly worded. You'll have the ability to fire your gun without aiming, and in the next sentence, you'd be able to aim your gun without firing, which you can do in this game anyway. So the article
Isn't
was
that
weird.
just aiming down sights?
Yeah.
In
And
this
it-
game, you're allowed to
Wait,
aim
you're
at
allowed to aim without firing? I must have heard that wrong.
That's what I read.
In what fucking game are you not allowed to aim without firing?
Probably
So,
Doom or Duke
It's
Nukem.
this, which I can use left trigger and
Yeah.
aim, but I can't shoot unless I aim. So I guess that's a upgrade.
Yeah. So, what I gathered from it was you'd be able to like threaten people. Like if somebody sees you, do that. Say if that guy just saw you shoot your friend, you could fire your gun and like try to threaten him without actually blowing him apart.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I
So
see
he
what you mean.
he won't go tell the authorities about you.
Can we just go back to just a few seconds ago when these two guys just stand being like real pretty evening, right, Hank? Sure is, Jib. And all of a sudden, you're come up behind him, and then Hank is shot out of his saddle by a double-barreled shotgun.
Yeah, I forgot about
And
the
then
lasso in
a
this.
black asshole on a black horse scoots
That's
by,
racist.
leans out over in his saddle and shoots him as he's like, Jesus, no!
All right, I won't
I
kill
just-
the next
yeah.
one.
I think, as Adam clearly put it, at least we're not playing as a black asshole in the next game.
Yeah, it's because he's dressed in... It's because he's dressed in black.
Come on, you're coming with me.
You'll have the ability to fan your revolver.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you can like...
Yeah. As well. Another
Rebecca.
thing is about the horses. Horses use a loyalty system now, so the more time you spend with your horse, the better behaved they'll be.
Oh, I do like that.
Do they just randomly run away and disappear for the whole game?
They might.
Are you
What-
leaving
what
him on
I-
the tracks, wait for the train?
Again, what I gathered from it was that if they're like, if you're not pals with your
Stop
horse,
shooting at me! I'm trying to do something.
Dastardly.
they'll panic during combat scenarios, stuff like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
yeah,
want to be friends with your horse.
All right, that's good. I like that element of it.
What else? So
See, I didn't read anything about that gameplay stuff, but I like all of those ideas. That seems really
Yeah, I
cool.
agree.
well, you might like this too. So the story takes place. No, not takes place. Story's about your character Arthur Morgan in the Bill Williamson gang. There's a bunch of gang hideout. There's a morale system for the gang, is what I'm trying to say.
There's a morale system for the gang, or
Gang.
there's a it's not like New Vegas where there's different factions and you get separate morale.
No, so you
tallies.
are in this gang through, I would assume, till the end of the game. So say you're at your camp or whatever, and you hear some dude say, "Hey, I'm hungry," or "Supplies are low." You can go out and just hunt
Oh god, the train is really far away.
and bring back food or supplies for the camp,
Yeah.
and morale will go up. And like if morale is really high, you might be walking through your camp, and the gang will be sitting around a fire singing or something like that.
Do you have the reverse? Like, is there anything you can do that makes morale go down?
Well, you can not get supplies.
No, but is there any activity you can perform?
Oh, probably like shooting your gang. or
Okay,
stuff like that.
that may seem like a minor thing, but even if it's just that, that's good because I don't like morale systems where there's no reverse.
Yeah,
There's probably like helping people too might make it go down
maybe
because you're
Yeah,
criminals.
yeah.
it might be like going against
That would be cool.
orders or whatever.
Yeah, one of the critical things to me in like, well, I say role playing, but it applies for a lot of things. Anything that's sophisticated enough to have morale is that you should be able to undo what you did, in a sense, or there should be a reverse action.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool.
Yeah, that train is really far away, so I'm just gonna kill him.
Just time to the back of the horse and bring him to the train.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, actually, that would work.
Actually, I might need to cut him free first.
Oh, thank you for letting me go. And he's dragging away like, ah!
Alright, we gotta go find that train.
Any other
shit.
new gameplay
I'm
mechanics?
trying to remember. I know there's going to be like references and stuff to this game, Red Dead Redemption 1, in the form of like returning characters and whatnot.
So like
Which
characters...
makes complete sense because it's only 10.
Yeah, so characters that appear in this game, they're just younger.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is Shadow the Hedgehog going to be in it?
Yep.
One can only hope. He makes every game better.
I mean, that's just a known fact.
So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 should
Looking
be
forward to
out
that.
in October.
So keep an eye out for that. We're all, except for Rory apparently.
He'd probably be
excited
dead
about
by
this.
now.
His head is smacking off the ground.
So there was a new Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't think the trailer was particularly
died.
incredible.
No.
One
thing I will say that the trailer does is that it does a really good job of showing the action because I think,
Yes, I agree with that.
The action looks to be much better in this, where they're using their powers to a great
That was
effect.
going to be my only positive.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry.
No, I know. I'm glad you said it. I'm saying it's funny that we both liked the same one thing from the trailer. I will say,
You still dragging?
I joke a lot
No,
about
he died.
I joke a lot about Paul Rudd because Paul Rudd's hilarious. But but I actually do. I like Paul Rudd, and Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man is one of my. It's definitely in my top 5 Marvel movies. And so I'm quite looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp. As you may have been able to guess, it takes place before Infinity War.
Because
We're going to take the reasons
everyone's
away.
still... Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
Alright, we all know why it takes place before Infinity War.
That was close.
It
That
has
was a
to.
close one. Ooh.
So...
Why? Because
Well, actually, anyone who watches our channel regularly already knows.
Because Thanos snapped his fingers and killed half the cast?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it would be pretty unlikely if all of those people survived. But so this takes place in between the two, so it's not in chronological, which I would have said was the first time they've done it on chronological film. But as Adam pointed out to me, Captain America is not chronological. The first one, at least, because it's so far before.
But this is
everything
the
else.
first one that takes place in modern times and hasn't followed that.
That's true.
sequence.
Yeah. But it won't be the last, presumably.
No. I think after Infinity War, my guess is that Infinity War Part 2 is that because they spent 10 years building up to this one big event and it's done. I think what they're going to do is they're going to let all the movies they're going to let the reins out a little bit, let the movies have a bit more freedom where like you don't.
Oh, they're starting a new story after that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're kind of resetting. Like the MCU is not going to be over, but that storyline is.
It'd be a cool after credit scene if like Ant-Man and the Wasp are together and then Ant-Man just like fades away or something.
It'd be very grim
Oh
though.
shit!
So
As was the end of Infinity War.
It would make me feel like the whole movie was just completely pointless.
So if you've seen the first Ant-Man film
Why,
and you
though?
like it, there's a the next film, it's the same director, it's Peyton Reed.
Good.
And if you don't know Peyton Reed other than the Ant-Man, you might remember. I don't know if you guys remember Bring It On, but I know I do.
No.
The cheerleading movie from the early 2000s.
Oh.
That was another film that Peyton Reed did. However, it does have a new writing team because of course Edgar Wright is not writing the new Ant-Man film. It's being taken over by the writers from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh, okay, good. They did a good job.
They did do a good job. It'll be interesting to see if they can do like a good job jumping into someone else's.
Is he
writing.
black, Aaron?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Why is it always about race?
It's not. I just wanted to kill this guy.
So I think like, even though the trailer wasn't anything special, there was nothing in the trailer that I explicitly like didn't like. I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't like that thing they did. Even though the trailer wasn't anything special, I was still hopeful that it will be something approximating the first time.
The humor didn't seem to hit home in the trailer, but I've said that about other trailers in the past, and then when I watched the scenes in the movie, it did a lot better. So.
I especially find that with MCU trailers, actually, is that the humor is actually much better on screen.
One guy, I saw one comment online, it's kind of related to Ant-Man, where they said, in order to get people caught up on the MCU, right before they go see Infinity War, in case you haven't seen it, what they should do is they should have Ant-Man in the movie, but he's talking to I forget the character's name, the friend, the Latino friend who does the summarizations. Yeah. And so get him to summarize the previous movies in like 5 minutes or however, whatever, in whatever length. And he does that, like, how he did that in the Ant-Man movie. He's like, and I'm talking to this guy, and he's doing that. And I feel like they should have done that with that, and just to get people caught up before the movie. I thought that would have been really clever.
I want them to do it in Deadpool, so it makes no sense whatsoever. Like, a non-MCU movie, and just Deadpool recaps the MCU.
That'd be awesome. That'd be something you do, too.
It would, yeah.
And it could happen now that...
Apparently there's a joke
Disney
in the Deadpool movie that had to be taken out.
I bet there were a lot.
There were, because
it was Disney related.
No, specifically, like, Ryan Reynolds just apparently shat on Disney so hard that Fox was like, we want this deal to go through, you gotta take that out. He's like, okay.
That's pretty good. So yeah, hopefully it's good. Please be good.
I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out in June, I believe.
It's... June might be right. It's soon. It's definitely soon.
Yeah, I think, because the only other Marvel movie that's coming out this year is... Venom, I believe, near the end of the year.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's right.
MCU.
No, yeah.
You're dead.
Though I'm also looking forward to Venom in, like, a different way, obviously, because it's not a part of the same universe. It's just its own thing. I just,
Probably just his own thing.
What do you mean?
Is it been confirmed that
it's not in the MCU?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet if 20 minutes into the movie he just disappeared. Like, fuck.
Venom is actually the second in a trilogy of Infinity War movies.
The people who make Venom would like you to believe it's in the MCU.
How pissed off would you be if we were sitting down to, like, watch Venom and then Spider-Man comes in as fucking Tobey Maguire? You're like, what the fuck? Why him?
They were like, the thing with Venom is actually that, like, the people, like, behind it, the studio behind it was like, yeah, we're leaving it open, like, maybe it's in the MCU, and the people behind the MCU were like, it's not in the MCU. Is basically how it went.
That was a lot of weapons grade bullshit that went on there.
That was aimbot maximum right there.
But yeah, Ant-Man soon. So recently, Andrew and Adam have been playing God of War, and they like it. But do they still like it?
Hey, Adam.
So we both finished.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Adam.
What?
You like God of War?
I do, actually.
You ever play God of War? You ever play a little game that some people may know as God of War? Came out not too long ago.
I did actually play that.
What do you think?
So, I thought, without getting into spoilers, and this will be a mostly spoiler-free. Like, I'm gonna have to talk about, like, something about
Rory
the
doesn't care,
gameplay and
shit.
stuff, but, like, no big plot revelations. So,
Kratos snaps his fingers at the end,
and everyone
dies. Yeah.
And he dies.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And the next God of War game will take place before Infinity.
Imagine if that's how Thanos killed him. So like half the universe will die. And it's like no.
No, it was just me the whole time.
Because I managed to beat the game. The only thing I haven't done in the game that I've been meaning to do is there's a series of optional bosses. There's a series of 8 optional bosses you can fight, and if you beat all of them, then like there's a super boss that appears. And I haven't beaten the super boss yet because it's really fucking difficult. I need to level up more, and I kind of got a little bit... I've played for like 50 hours, and I just had to put it down for a bit. So that's the only thing in the game I haven't done. I've done all the other side quests, besides like collecting every fucking chest and leaf and rock. But I've done all the all the side quests. I've completed the story. I've been everywhere you can go in the game. This is definitely a must-have title for this generation. It is a masterpiece game. in my opinion, of both storytelling and gameplay. The gameplay is really, really... Okay. The gameplay is really, really, really solid in that it's... the combat is a lot different from the first God of War games because they zoom the camera in closer to Kratos' back, and I can't tell you how much a difference that makes in the combat in terms it makes it more... It feels more visceral, it feels like you're in the action, and it makes the action a lot more tactical, where in the first one you could kind of mash heavy and light attacks and kind of get through it. In this game, you have to dodge and weave and block and hit and throw and all that kind of stuff, and it makes combat very fun and very visceral. Like, every time you go into combat, unless you're, like, way overpowered, you have to do a bit of thinking, and it makes the combat really fun. Although, that being said, there is a small problem in that I thought that when you're being any more than 7 enemies fighting you at once, and the combat gets a bit bullshit because they kind of swarm you, and it's very hard to see when, because like a little kind of Batman style, a little counter will come up and be like, oh, you're about to get attacked from a direction you can't see, but that's hard to spot in the middle of combat because it's very low-key, and it often blends into the background. So it's a little bullshit, but for the most part it's fine, because you very rarely get in those situations.
You gotta spam your area of attack.
Yeah, and I only learned that. I only did that a bit later.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, you're dead. The further I played, the more I used. Because at first I was just using more light and heavy attacks, and I started using more throws and my more area effect stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I gradually kind of grew up.
Area of effect, not area of attack.
Yeah, I was wondering why were you.
So I gradually kind of bettered my play style, and in that I was kind of using everything, because the game forces you to use everything if you want to succeed.
Yeah.
The story is really, really good. It's good for a variety of reasons. It's good because if you don't know anything about God of War, then the story's still good because the game is spent trying to figure out who Kratos is and why he's so ashamed of his past. If you know the God of War games, the game is good because you're waiting for the shoe to drop between Kratos and Atreus, where you know that at some point he's going to have to tell his son that he was a monster before, and how is he going to rectify that. And if you know Norse mythology, it's good because certain characters come up, and if you know who those characters are and what their relationships are, it ultimately leads you to know that certain things are going to happen in the plot and how that will affect Kratos' relationship with these well-known Norse characters.
Yeah.
Without spoiling anything. I also love the game storytelling, story-wise, because it does a really good job of pacing, especially in an open world game. That's the one thing I feel like most open world games can't do, is pacing, in terms of like the stories being like Far Cry 5 is a good example just because it just came out recently. You're in Far Cry 5 and they're telling a really awesome story, and then you can fuck off for 5 hours and do a bunch of side quests that don't really add up to the main story, and then you go back to the main story. It's a little bit of jarring. It's jarring, but in this game, all the side quests seem to relate back to the main quest that you're doing. Everything that you do in the game is to better your weapons in order to complete your quest, and all the side quests give you stuff to better your weapons with, or give you better gear or whatever. And not only that, but the game doesn't give you the full map right at the beginning of the game. It gradually increases the world that you can explore, so it's able to keep a tighter control. It still has exploration in an open world, but it keeps a tighter control over that. And I think the game does a really good job.
It's a Metroidvania game.
Yes, essentially. But it's mixed with an open world, which is not. I can't really remember like another kind of open world that mixes open world and Metroidvania. It's not
Red Dead needs parachutes,
I suppose, but this was done better than in Batman, I feel like.
I was getting major Arkham Asylum vibes.
The only thing is, near the end of the game, I felt like the world opened up a bit too much too fast, and so it lost a bit of that great pacing. What helps is that when you're traveling around, because in order to get around the open world, you're in a boat for a lot of it, and you're not doing anything in the boat, but that's some of my favorite moments in the game, because it's just Kratos shooting the shit with his son, just talking, and it helps to create mood for the story, and helps to develop these characters.
It's a very believable relationship.
Yeah, and that's the best part of this game by far, is the relationship between Kratos and his son, because I knew that this game was great because when I was in combat, I wanted to get back into the boat with Atreus and find out more about their relationship. And when I was in the boat with Atreus, I wanted to get back and play the fun combat. Like it was, both segments were so good. I wanted to be doing both, at the same time.
Change outfits.
It's just such a great game. That being said, there are a few. And also it ran perfectly from day one. I only uncovered there was only 3 minor glitches. Two enemies bugged out at one point, and that was it. This game was really well optimized, and it ran perfectly. There's a few minor problems I have with the game. They reuse a couple of boss fights a lot in this game.
That's my major complaint. With the change to the closer perspective, you don't get the sense of scale. Not really. You don't get those huge, massive boss fights.
No.
Those unbelievably huge boss fights that you did in the old games.
No, but to be fair, I feel like that's to come. Like, I got the sense that this is a game that's building up to something greater, where this is an introduction into the world of Norse mythology, and I feel like if they do go ahead and make the second game or even the third game, I feel like then you're going to get to see some of these more epic battles, where in this time you're just kind of... The biggest creatures that you're fighting are kind of just unnamed monsters. You know what I mean?
You get one big unique boss fight, and the other there's only one other large type of enemy.
Yeah,
and you face that type of enemy a lot throughout the game.
But I think that will work if the next game is able to create some of those bigger, more fantastic battles. Yes. Because this is not an epic story in terms of we're facing.
I would have liked to have seen some more variety.
Yes.
Though.
Yeah.
Because the first boss fight you encounter in this game is
awesome.
The rest. Yeah, but it's also the rest of the boss fights.
No. Sorry, not the first one, but the second one, the very cinematic boss fight. Right before you...
Oh, yes.
That is the best boss fight in the game. That was awesome.
Incredible, yeah.
Spoilers where you fight a boss.
Oh, no!
I'm hopefully I'm not spoiling anything.
No, you've been good about it. I have a question about the game.
Yeah.
And this question is for Andrew. Andrew, so, Devil May Cry is cool.
Yeah.
Bayonetta is cool.
Yeah.
Those are cool hack-and-slash games. This game is a good story... From what I've told, it looks great. From what I've told, all that as a hack and slash game, evaluate it like other hack and slash games you played. I know you played the Platinum games and stuff like that. Is it good as a hack and slash game?
It's not. I wouldn't even put it in the genre of hack and slash.
Okay, so it's a bit of a genre shift.
It's completely not that genre.
But let's So, the combat, the camera perspective that Adam was talking about, looks more like the Hellblade camera perspective, in terms of, it's a little closer.
Yeah, that's actually probably the game you could closest compare it to is Hellblade, and not just because both take place in a Norse setting.
So how does it compare to Hellblade in terms of the way the combat is styled? Is it totally different?
Not totally different, but it's much deeper and more fun, more responsive.
It is a
more
different
options.
Deeper is there combat variety?
Attack
variety?
Combat and attack variety is fantastic, and around the midway point of the game, it opens up even more.
Is the combat skilled?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's not this. That's my biggest problem with the Arkham games, is that the combat is totally unskilled.
No, you need and especially every encounter needs a little bit of skill, but there's but again those optional kind of hard bosses, and even some of the there's a couple of alternate optional dungeons that you can do. Those require a lot of skill, and it's,
good.
And it's great. And the enemy variety is really great because there's one enemy type that you encounter the most throughout the game, and they're kind of the standard enemy. And then there's other enemy factions that kind of come in a little bit later on in the story, and they play extremely different to the kind of the main enemy types. And even in the main enemy types, there's a bunch of different.
Damn it!
What?
I fell off.
Oh. There's a bunch of different enemy varieties. So there's shield guys, there's guys who throw stuff, there's guys who are able to scoot across the battlefield very quick. There's just the kind of standard slash guys. There's guys with dual wielding axes. There's big, heavy, bulky dudes, and they throw a bunch of those guys at you at the same time. and it creates a really visceral combat because you have to change up each guy. I had a specific way of dealing with him, but when they're all together, you had to kind of chain moves between each other. It was really, really good. The only fucking one I hate is the fucking hags. Fuck them. I hate them.
Yeah.
Fuck those things.
So Atreus starts helping you in combat.
Oh,
and it's absolutely worth your while to
level him
up as much as you can.
He's pretty annoying early on, I thought.
Yeah, but that's the point. And later on in the game, he gets less and less annoying, and that helps develop the story. Where this is not a story of Kratos killing gods, and this is not a story of Kratos, conquering the world of Norse mythology. This is a story of Kratos attempting to connect with a son he really doesn't know, and the whole game is, and this is not a spoiler because they kind of show it in a lot of the trailers. The whole game is you attempting to get to the top of a mountain to spread your mother's ashes and just
your wife's ashes,
or your wives' ashes. Sorry, or
Atreus, your mother if you want to get weird about it.
Atreus's mother's ashes, and just the different obstacles that come up in the way along that journey, and it never loses sight of that goal. It never be like, oh, we have to stop doing this because Thor is coming down and we have to fight him, or Fenrir is rampaging. It's always like more like, God damn it, these guys are in the way again, and we just want to get up the mountain, leave us alone.
This is gonna be hard to talk about without.
Well, then don't talk about it.
All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
About the game.
Yeah.
So,
a couple of really good twists.
My favorite looking game on the consoles, in terms of not graphical quality, but in terms of the way that I like that it looks, is Dragon Age Inquisition.
Really?
Yes. And the reason I specified that not just the graphical quality is because there's better quality games graphically on this generation of console than Dragon Age Inquisition. There's a number of them. Uncharted,
there was games
fucking
that came
God
out
of War. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like Alien, I thought was a much better looking game than Dragon Age.
Definitely. But the reason I like it is because of the art.
Yep.
I'm assuming that this game's art is also really good, not just its graphical quality, right? Is the art drawn in a way that's compelling?
I hate this term when talking about video games.
You're going to say aesthetics, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Cohesion.
Cohesion. Okay, yeah.
Hate it. It's such a pretentious term. But it is relevant to this because there's a very cohesive art style.
Okay, yeah.
Why is that pretentious?
Because it is.
Yeah,
it's used way too.
It's used way too much and incorrectly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Come on, baby. No. Hey. So, God of War.
If it's not Game of the Year for me, then I'm really looking forward to the game.
To whatever the game it is.
Yeah, because this is a fucking fantastic game. I would put this up there with Titanfall 2 and Alien Isolation and just these.
Some of your favorite games from this
generation.
Years.
In fact, God of War has made my top 10 favorite video games of all time, and this is coming from a guy who did not really enjoy God of War 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
This game is a masterpiece of game design, masterpiece of storytelling. It is great, and the few flaws it has are very tiny, and they really don't detract at all from it. I was like, you kind of got to look for the flaws, really. They're not distracting even in GTA, which is a game 5, which is a game I love. Those flaws are very distracting in that game. But in God of War, no, it's really, really good. I highly recommend anyone with a PlayStation 4 go out and buy it, and anyone who doesn't have a PlayStation 4, get a PlayStation 4 to play this game. That's how good it is.
Yeah. It's a game, after finishing it, you're like,
I want to go back and play it again.
I can't wait to play through that again.
Yeah.
Maybe not right away, because I just played 50 hours of it.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till the time rolls around where I get to play through this again. And I wish I could experience it fresh again.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
Tell me what Deadpool has to do with Celine Dion.
So, Deadpool's coming out soon.
Besides the fact that they're both Canadian.
Yes.
Deadpool.
Well,
Deadpool
Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, is what I mean.
Deadpool's also Canadian, I believe.
I didn't know that.
I believe he's Canadian. Because both him and Wolverine came out of Canada's Section K, I believe. Which
That's right.
Created the Weapon X program. So Wolverine is not actually a U.S. super soldier.
No, he is Canadian. Yeah. I didn't know Deadpool was also Canadian.
I think so. He was definitely part of the Canadian Weapon X program, but I can't remember if his nationality is Canadian.
Right,
I think it is.
Is Wolverine considered a U.S. super soldier?
No, but I mean, like, as opposed to Captain America or, like, the Winter Soldier or...
Yeah.
or
yeah.
You know.
Oh, Wolverine's our guy.
Yeah.
Much cooler guy.
Then Wolverine... Yeah.
Captain America? Hell yeah.
I'm not... You know.
Not canon, though.
Yes, he is.
Anyway,
It's canon in my heart.
the new Deadpool movie's coming out, and it was just announced that Celine Dion is singing a song in that movie, and it's kind of it's similar in terms of how it sounds to, like, My Heart Will Go On, one of these kind of, like, ballady kind of songs.
Yeah.
And then the video's up on Celine Dion's Vivo. I highly recommend you go watch it because there's a 3-minute long song. The song is inoffensive.
What's a fucking Vivo? What is that?
What?
It's like a YouTube.
It's a YouTube.
Is it a company?
It's a YouTube network, basically. Yes,
Because
it is a company.
Okay, because sometimes you'll go on and see a musician, and they have a Vivo page, and there's like 20 subscribers. Like, did you just make this yourself or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, they did.
I don't know what the point is.
I mean, you can just call your channel.
Vivo is a network that is able to distribute.
Vivo.
The point is to make music videos like accessible to people on YouTube. They get a lot of shit,
They're
but they've done a
already
lot of
on YouTube, though. You don't need to call them Vivo.
Yeah, but
Just call it the name of your
there's like
band.
Vivo. Like the point of having a network is to get around things like copyright and stuff like that. Like you can upload a music video if you want, but you might get taken down because you Aaron have no right to upload that
Aaron
music
Vivo?
video unless you made it yourself. Like you can't upload an Oh Wonder music video right now. You can technically. Like no one will stop you, but they will take it down.
I did, and I sent it to them,
No.
and they said it was good.
No.
Okay,
No, but...
bad example of Oh Wonder,
but
a band that...
an official video.
Yeah, exactly. An official video has to be released
I'll show
officially.
you there's a really good example of this. It'll work out for both parties' favor.
Fucking forces.
Oh my god, what's the name of that song by AOL Nation? They're
Sail?
Oh,
by
shit.
AOL Nation. The most watched video for that song is a fan video of that song. And to the point where I thought that was the actual song video until I realized, oh wait, no, the actual video is like 5 things down the page, the official lyric video, whatever. I don't know if they got it.
Is it like a Black Friday video?
No. Anyway, so that's a good
The
example.
joke was Sale, like S-A-L-E as opposed to S-A-I-L. That was what Aaron was going for.
Oh.
I didn't know how it was
You were
spelled.
making a Rebecca Black joke.
Nope.
It's sail.
Get away.
Sail, gotta get
Oh boy.
down,
So anyway, in this song, Celine Dion is singing, and they're showing like footage from the new Deadpool movie, and it all looks very dramatic and all that kind of stuff. And then somebody who I really, really hope is Ryan Reynolds, but probably isn't, comes out in a Deadpool costume, complete with high heels, and just starts doing interpretive dance around Celine Dion as she's singing, and it's really, really funny. And then at the end of the video, she's like, "How was that?" And then Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is like, "That was really good, Celine. That was perfect. 11 out of 10. You were really good. We're gonna have to do it again." She's like, "But why?" He's like, "Because this is the Deadpool movie. This is like a 5 out of 10 at most. We're gonna have to get you to phone it in." And it's really funny. It's just really funny to see like Celine Dion getting and having Deadpool do a provocative dance around Celine Dion. I don't know how they got her to do this
So,
song.
on a scale of 0 to the Gap commercial with Cher and Future, what does this rank?
in
Does
terms of
this
what?
increase your likelihood to watch Deadpool 2?
No.
I think Adam was pretty
already
likely to...
100%
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah, they,
It's not too LOL random.
No.
Is it?
No.
Because Deadpool
Can be like that in some ways.
Yeah.
Not this.
it skirts dangerously close to.
One guy
LOL
disappeared.
random.
Oh well.
Deadpool's at his best when he's not random, but when he's acting as a
Stop.
foil
Stop.
I'm joking.
Y'all want burgers?
for other.
What?
There's cow in the game. I think I'm the only one who gets Aaron's jokes here.
No, I got it. It's just it wasn't.
Oh man.
funny.
Oh okay. That freaked out.
Oh!
Like,
So-
these guys
Oh
are doing nothing.
Jesus!
Andrew.
Oh my god!
Jesus, yeah. Andrew,
Yeah.
do you like Remedy games?
I love Remedy games.
Well, you'll be happy to know that Remedy is going to be unveiling a new game at E3.
Oh, sweet. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
even read this. That's cool.
What is fucking goddamn.
Alan Wake?
Oh, I don't care.
Adam
No.
doesn't like
Quantum
Alan Wake.
Break, Max Payne.
Oh, I like Max Payne.
We're gonna get Quantum Pain.
Hell, man.
One of the first, literally one of the
Or
first
Max
things I
Brave.
remember
Are you
about this
hiccuping or
group.
dying?
I don't know.
One of the first things I remember about this group is Andrew talking about Alan Wake and Adam being like, "Ugh."
Alan Wake is really
Awful.
great.
You think buzzsaws are scary? Yeah.
Adam doesn't like games with horror atmospheres that aren't horror games.
Well, yeah.
That's provably true. Same problem with Fear.
It's not scary.
Because they're not
It's not. It's not
It's
supposed
a
to be
horror
scary.
game.
they're not horror
It's
games.
why was it marketed as a scary fucking game?
Was it?
Yes.
Also, horror isn't meant to be scary all the time. That's not like the sole purpose of horror.
Fear was a shooter with a horror aesthetic. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a horror game.
It was more unsettling than like scare the shit out of me.
Yes.
Mm.
It had a couple jump scares. That's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
In the same way that
So
Game we're
Andrew's
talking
excited
about
for the new
has-
Remedy game.
I like Max Payne.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, everyone likes Max Payne. Max Payne is cool.
Especially the first one where they took like the lead developer and stuck his face on the main character and
Sam
like
Lake, he's still lead writer.
my wife and kid died.
Yeah.
And that was
Almost everybody in that game uses photos from the team
Or their relatives.
because that game was made on a very small budget.
Who here has seen the Max Payne film?
Not I.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You were the only one I expected to see it. All right, if you haven't seen it, my guess is no one here else has seen it. It's
You're
interesting.
losing honor. You should put on a bandana.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It's interesting. You should probably watch it if for no other reason than to say you watched it.
Yeah, I'm worried it would sully my Max Payne love.
Yeah, maybe. It's a possibility.
Oh, he just moved.
His foot got shot.
So
My thing was, it came out around the same time as Constantine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
that's correct-ish.
Ow.
It's
And
That's-
I remember seeing...
that's not really right.
Okay, whatever.
That's not right.
Maybe I watched Constantine around the time that Max Payne
Okay,
was
sure,
coming
yeah,
out.
yeah.
And I remember
Did you
seeing...
not like Constantine?
No, I loved Constantine.
Okay, yeah.
But
Peter
it
Stormare,
just
man.
reminded me too much of Constantine.
Oh,
of
sure,
the
yeah.
Angels and stuff, which I now know is a drug-induced hallucination. But it came off as like, wow, they're doing a real disservice to Max Payne by bringing in all this
Well,
supernatural bullshit.
it's not 1/5 as good as Constantine.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to watch it.
It's also
Do you
Mark
want
Wahlberg.
water
isn't it?
or...
I got water, and if you scare me, I'll reach over and rip your dick off.
I'm not going to scare you.
Wasn't it?
There's no afterlife.
Wasn't that Mark Wahlberg in that?
That was Mark. It was Mark Wahlberg and Mila
knew that.
Kunis
There's like an
and
90%
Amari
chance-
Nolasco.
And Mila Kunis. That's like pre-Ted.
The kinda actually.
That's Ted
That's
Zero.
fucked up that you noticed that. But
Ted
yeah.
Zero.
Ted Zero. So
The meaning of life is nothing.
the
You scared yet?
Flex your diaphragm, Adam. Your chest. Flex your chest muscles and breathe deeply.
Push
That's
your
how I
tongue against the roof of your mouth and slowly move your head back and forth.
That's
So-
that's a
Side
weird
to
way
side.
to do
I
it.
swear to God, it works for me.
Andrew,
Everybody has their own way of getting rid
Yeah.
of hiccups.
you're into
Yeah.
indie films. Taking a real gamble on this segue here. I looked at Adam and then I looked at Aaron and then I looked at you and I was like, I'll go with Andrew.
Oh, all right. I'll just.
Adam was probably your better bet there.
Oh, sorry, but he was hiccuping. Yeah.
Depends on the kind of Sergeant Constable coming over from over the big pond from England. This way, sir.
Nice
Bobby
dog.
and Scotch.
They
Be saying
well-
when I shoot it.
you're in luck
Mm-hmm.
because the Cannes Film Festival is about to start.
Oh boy. Is that a Luger?
I don't know why I put this on
Mauser
the list,
pistol, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but the way I figure it,
Mauser, sorry.
there might be one person who didn't know that who would be interested in the Cannes Film Festival who is now like watching this and going, "Oh shit, it is! I forgot." So
What are they showing? Do you know?
a bunch of stuff.
Transformers 6, I think.
Transformers 6 is probably going to win the Palme d'Or this year. But Kate Blanchett was named head of the jury. I don't know if that interests anybody. Kate Blanchett is pretty cool.
Pretty fucked. And the winner of this year's Cannes Film Festival is The Fast 9. Or whatever they're calling the next movie. This is the 10th movie, though. It doesn't matter.
The Variety got exclusive.
He doesn't even know what he did wrong.
Got to show an exclusive sneak peek of Leto, which will be shown at the Cannes Film Festival. And
isn't Jay Leto?
Who's Jay Leto?
Some weird hybrid. He does stand up and also.
I'm so tired. Jay Leno.
Oh, no, this is Leto and has nothing to do with Jay Leno. I kind of wish it was about him.
I legitimately thought, like, isn't Jay Leto the guy?
No, it isn't. We're all tired here.
Fuck my brain. To be fair, I would probably say the same thing had I not been tired. I'm also just an idiot.
So the interesting thing about Leto is that the director is currently on house arrest, I believe.
Oh, that's good.
So I don't know how that's going to impact his ability to win things.
Yeah.
Also,
win.
But what's interesting about Cannes is that they made the decision earlier this year that they weren't going to include Netflix films. That they specified that you have to have a theatrical release, which I think is kind of old school and shitty. Yeah. Not that any Netflix films were going to win. But, fucking, Netflix films. Come on, man.
I know the sound that horn makes without even looking, without even being able to hear it.
I wish you could drive.
Apparently, this is a weird segue, but just because
it's an
old car. My great-great-uncle was one of the first of 3 people in St. John's to have a car, according to family history. And he would, when he drove home, he had to stop at the top of the street, honk the horn twice. All the kids in the neighborhood would come and jump onto his car. So there'd be 20 kids hanging off of his car. And he would drive down the street to his home. Keep in mind, this is a circular road, which is maybe 100 meters. Yeah. And then he'd get into his driveway, or he'd park the car, and then they'd all get off. And that's what he did every day. They just loved, because it was such a new thing.
Right, yeah.
I don't know, I think that's really cool, where it's just like, oh my god, a car! And then everyone hops on. As opposed now, we're like, let the fuck off the street because it's circular road and there's no room.
I love how, to this day, we're like, man, the roads here are rough because they used to travel on horses. I can't even imagine what it was like back then. Yeah.
Maybe you want to put some shocks on the wheels here.
So, Andrew and Adam, and maybe Aaron, I don't know because he's never talked about it, you guys have played and enjoyed old Soul Calibur games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Aaron is not. Okay,
Aaron's the biggest fan.
I like the last Soul Calibur game, which was Soul Calibur 6, I think.
Nope. The new one is Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 5 then. I like that game, and I like Soul Calibur.
Wait, I'm reloading.
What was the one that came out
Why? Because Ezio Auditore was in it, and you're like the world's biggest Assassin's Creed fan?
No, but I did like the Soul Calibur game that came out for the PlayStation 2 that had Spawn and the rest, and Link and...
Well, Spawn was only in the Xbox.
Stay in your own
whatever,
franchise.
Link was only in the GameCube version.
Well, the Xbox version had Spawn, and I really liked that game because I played it a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Not because it had Spawn in it, but because it was a fighting game, and I was halfway decent at this one.
As far as guest characters go, both me and Aaron hate them, but Spawn is not a bad choice.
I like Spawn. Yeah. I really liked Kratos in Mortal Kombat as a guest character.
He was a guest character? Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat 9.
Which was the worst one, if I remember correctly.
No, that was the reboot. The reboot that came out on 360. It was the first one. You must remember. It's the one that came out before 10.
All right,
you got
me. Well, depending upon how many Soul Calibur games you've played, you might remember Taki.
I sure do. That's the one with the skin-tight suit.
That's right.
And the large breasts.
That's correct as well.
Yeah.
That second one doesn't really narrow it down as far as Soul Calibur goes, or fighting games in general. But we've of course had a wave of characters slowly but surely announced for Soul Calibur 6.
She uses the...
These are massive cards.
What are they called? Is it size?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
SC... What are the triangle things? Michelangelo uses them in... No, Raphael. Teenage Mutant...
Size?
Oh, I used to
Size?
Okay.
Yeah, SAI. Size.
What did I say?
You said triangle things. At
What did I
first,
say
I thought you were talking
first?
about Renaissance
You
painters.
tried something that sounded like the correct answer.
Not triangle things. I said triangle things, but I meant...
Tridents?
Short. Yes. Like short tridents.
You should really move on.
So, we're all excited for the new Soul Calibur, which looks really good so far. We've seen a bunch of trailers and a bunch of characters.
Yep.
There's still a bunch of characters left to announce, I fucking hope. That would be ideal. If there were more than, 10 characters in the upcoming Soul Calibur game.
How would you feel if you were at a poker game and the guy got up and he had a weapon on his back and one on his hip, and he got up and he put a mask on?
And he's just covered in blood.
Why can't I order drinks?
Because you're wearing a mask, probably.
I want to say Soul Calibur 6 comes out in September, which is a decent release time as far as release times go.
Sure.
And hopefully we'll all play it.
Oh.
Alrighty.
I gotta get out of here!
When it comes out, we'll play it on a special or something.
Stop playing that song.
We should get Adam to play through the story mode.
I kind of want to, but we'll get him to play on a controller. And
All of our non-weeb specials don't come out because the audio gets fucked up or something.
yeah.
I'll
Well,
just
to be
have
fair,
weeb
Soul
video.
Calibur isn't really a weeaboo game.
Yeah, it is.
Are all fighting games weeaboo games to you? Like
If
Mortal
they're made in
Kombat? Do you
Japan,
think that's a
they're-
weeaboo game? Like,
It's Japanese, isn't that?
Okay, so what's next on the list?
I'm not hearing a no.
Call of Duty. They're going to release
You
Black
can be
Ops
weeb without
4.
being Japanese
Cool.
game.
And they're going to
But if
continue.
it's Japanese,
Yes, you
it's
heard
weeb.
that word right. Continue, as in they've done it before, pushing the envelope. Something they've not
Man.
done before.
Threading that needle.
No, that's not true. They pushed the envelope with Call of Duty 4.
Oh, sorry, I'll correct it. They said Treyarch will continue to push
Oh.
the envelope. They praised Treyarch's history of doing new things and being fearless and introducing new gameplay mechanics. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Although I will say, Treyarch are making better games than Infinity Ward nowadays, so...
Yes, they are.
That's true. So yeah, Black Ops 4 will be
I
out.
liked Black Ops.
Didn't
1
Infinity
and 2.
Ward become
and World of War.
the Titanfall guys?
What?
Yes, that's part of the reason why Infinity Ward is not good anymore.
So I mean, they
because
are
why
trying to make
Bungie
good
isn't
games.
good anymore, because all those guys left to go to 343 Industries, or just left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, the bastardization of my child? Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.
Later.
You mean this really cool, awesome game that had all this cool, awesome lore and would have been a really cool, awesome space fantasy game? What? Turn it into an MMO and cut out all the story? Alright, well, I'm just gonna go then. I've only been working on this for 10 years.
I think it's beyond amusing that
Buffalo.
the franchise
That was the last one.
basically pretended dedicated servers
Good.
didn't exist for a number of years, or were too expensive for one of the most profitable game franchises in history, is
Back here,
claiming to
Buffalo.
push the envelope. And I have a prediction that Black Ops 4 will be shit and complete trash
It
and
doesn't even
totally not worth the
It
Wow.
play.
doesn't even have a
Single-
single play. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have...
That's a real ballsy, bold claim, Rory.
I don't have even an excuse to pick it up now, so...
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah, we
Not
will
the
not
baby.
be playing that on a future video unless somehow it
Although
becomes
I
free.
thought World War II had a decent campaign.
Well,
never played
they're
it,
never going
so-
to do it again, so there you go.
Yeah.
Jesus
They're going to
Christ.
end that, ending on a high note.
As fucking Sabobo drives by.
Yeah,
with-
so-
with a Segway.
It's a really weird sounding vehicle, whatever the hell it was, if you can't hear it on the audio.
It sounded like, whatever, was it Frank or whatever I call my moped in GTA?
Frank.
It was Chuck.
Chuck.
Oh.
Because you designed it to throw it off the top of Chiliad, so Chuck was a perfect name. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. What else is on the topic list there? We're
That's
Nothing.
it. We're out of topics.
We're out of topics.
good. We can end at a reasonable
The topic
time.
list was hastily assembled today.
Yeah, but we can also end at a reasonable time.
Oh yeah, Nvidia ended their
Oh no!
Want to try that again?
All right, yeah, let's
Their partnership program.
Okay, so now that you mentioned the name, I did hear about it at the time, but I totally forget what it does. Did you look it up in the time that we've been sitting here?
No.
No, okay. So NVIDIA ended something. We don't know why they ended it. We don't know what it does. We don't know anything about it. We don't even know why they started it.
What?
Imagine if we were like an actual news company and we were like, other news corporations like, yes, it turns out that the president was actually involved in the secret CIA program to funnel guns into Nicaragua, and meanwhile we're like, the president did something bad. We don't know what it is, but he's acting real shifty. Look at his eyes.
Isn't that pretty much what the news is?
Yeah.
Aren't they like, Donald Trump did something, I don't like it. Look at him over there, he looks dumb. That's like the whole shit. But so the partnership program, as I remember, was something to do with getting was trying to get stuff done exclusively for NVIDIA.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And it was really shitty because that's a shitty thing to do.
Well, you know what losing means.
Because the game would really only be
optimized for NVIDIA stuff.
Yeah.
It's basically, if you want to know what it is, it's basically what console manufacturers do. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing.
It would be graphics card exclusive games.
That's the problem. That's like a lot of the problems with the games industry is like competition is good, but like the games should be competing on the premise of being games, not competing on the fact that we're optimized for NVIDIA or we're optimized for AMD. The people should be able to play it on both and be able to decide, is this game good or bad?
That doesn't sound like the video games, Rory.
No, it doesn't sound like
the
video
press
games.
release they put out was like, instead of trying to combat misinformation, we're just going to end the program. And it's like, if your solution to if your solution is to just end your program rather than quote unquote battling misinformation, like that says a lot about how slimy it was to begin with.
Yeah, they got caught doing something shitty.
Yeah.
But it's confusing to me that like the console exclusive market doesn't get the same shit because that's the console. Yes, okay. the console exclusive market doesn't get the same shit because that's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's identical. It's like trying to like monopolize games for a specific platform. That's a very irritating.
Although
behavior.
I would argue
because there was a train on the tracks. That's not very good, Thomas said.
I would argue that it's slightly different for a lot of those console games because, like in the case of Sony's like producing those games.
No, that's a good point. Actually,
when it comes to third-party exclusivity, yes, absolutely, I agree with you.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's different if you make a game yourself, like Bayonetta 2 or something. As much as it fucking pisses me off to no end that Bayonetta 2 is not on anything that I own, it's like
you can just play it on the emulator when that inevitably gets made.
But it's like, that's a good point. That's like 4 years from now.
Yeah, that's it for the podcast. So we ended a little earlier than usual. We'll make sure to go extra next week to make up for it. We can't be cutting back on content.
Pure hatred there from Aaron.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Well, ending off today's podcast as Aaron kills the last living thing in the county.
Wait. Come back.
Oh, you missed. Oh, you missed again.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, okay.
Alright, okay.
It just died.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. Okay. And that was it, the last one. The horses are extinct. We can end this video. Barren Wasteland.
You shot its heart, but it didn't die. But it did die of a brain hemorrhage a few seconds afterwards for some reason.
Turned gravity off there for a few seconds.
He was actually suffering a stroke when you shot it, so you actually put it out of his misery.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, see you later now, everybody.